Once upon a time, in a small, humble village nestled at the edge of a lush forest, there lived a boy named Chima. He was kind, gentle, and always willing to help others, even though his family was very poor. Every day, Chima would fetch water from the river that flowed through the forest, a river whispered to have magical properties. One sunny morning, as Chima carried his clay pot to the river, he heard a faint, sorrowful cry. Startled, he followed the sound and found a small creature trapped under a fallen tree branch near the riverbank. It was unlike anything he had ever seen. Its skin shimmered like silver in the sunlight, and its eyes glowed like emeralds. "Help me, kind boy," the creature pleaded in a soft voice. Chima didn't hesitate. He set down his pot, rolled up his sleeves, and pushed the heavy branch off the creature. The creature sighed in relief and stretched its delicate limbs. "Thank you, kind-hearted one," it said, its voice filled with gratitude. "I am the spirit of this river. You have saved me, and I owe you my life. What is your name?" "My name is Chima," the boy replied shyly. "Chima," the spirit repeated, "for your kindness, I shall grant you a gift beyond your imagination. But first, return tomorrow at dawn, and I will show you." The next morning, Chima returned to the river as promised. The spirit awaited him, standing atop the water as if it were solid ground. "Chima," the spirit began. "Before I can give you my gift, I must test your heart. Follow the river upstream, and you will find a traveler in need. Help them, and you will prove your worthiness." Without questioning, Chima set off. Along the way, he encountered an old man struggling to carry a heavy load of firewood. The man's face was weary, and his back bent under the weight. "Let me help you, grandfather," Chima offered. The old man smiled weakly as Chima lifted the load and carried it to the man's hut. The man thanked him profusely and handed him a small pouch of coins as a reward. "No, grandfather," Chima said, "I did not help you for a reward. Keep your money." Unbeknownst to Chima, the old man was a test sent by the spirit. The spirit watched from the shadows and smiled at Chima's selflessness. When Chima returned to the river, the spirit greeted him with a warm smile. "You have passed the first test, Chima. Your kindness is true and unselfish. Now, I will bestow upon you the first part of my gift." The spirit dipped its hand into the water and brought forth a small, glowing shell. "Take this shell home, and place it in your family's water pot. It will fill your home with unending clean water, so you and your family will never go thirsty again." Chima was astonished. "Thank you, spirit. This means so much to us." He ran home and placed the shell in the pot as instructed. Immediately, the pot began to overflow with clear, fresh water, more than enough for his family and the entire village. News of the miraculous gift spread quickly, and everyone praised Chima for his good fortune. The miraculous story of Chima and the endless water spread quickly throughout the village. While many celebrated, one of Chima's neighbors, Ataku, grew envious. Ataku was known for her cunning ways and deep greed. She began plotting to steal the magical shell. One night, under the cover of darkness, Ataku snuck into Chima's family hut. Quietly, she searched for the shell, eventually finding it in the family's water pot. But as soon as her fingers touched it, a blinding light erupted, startling her and waking the entire household. The spirit appeared in the hut, its face stern. "Ataku," it said, "you have acted out of greed. This shell cannot be stolen. If you continue down this path, you will bring misfortune upon yourself." Terrified, Ataku fled, and Chima's family was left in awe of the spirit's power. Chima, ever forgiving, asked the spirit to spare Ataku from punishment. The spirit smiled. "You are wise beyond your years, Chima. Your forgiveness has added to your blessings." The next day, the spirit visited Chima by the river. "Your forgiveness proves your heart is pure," it said. "Now, for your second test, journey into the heart of the forest and retrieve the golden feather of the firebird. This feather holds the key to protecting your blessings." Chima set off at once, carrying only a small bag of provisions. The forest was dense and mysterious, filled with strange sounds and glowing creatures. After hours of searching, Chima encountered the firebird perched atop a high tree. Its feathers shimmered like molten gold. "Firebird," Chima called gently, "I seek your golden feather to protect the blessings of my family and village." The firebird tilted its head and spoke. "To take my feather, you must answer this riddle. What cannot be seen, but is always felt and holds the power to heal?" Chima thought deeply. "Kindness," he finally answered. The firebird cawed joyfully and dropped a golden feather into Chima's hands. "You are correct. Take this feather and use it wisely." As Chima returned to the village with the golden feather, trouble brewed. A greedy ruler named King Ease had heard of Chima's blessings and decided to take them by force. King Ease arrived with his guards, demanding Chima hand over the magical shell. "A simple boy like you does not deserve such power," he sneered. The spirit appeared beside Chima, its form glowing fiercely. "King Ease, you will not take what is not yours. Leave now or face the consequences." Unfazed, the king ordered his guards to seize the shell. But as they approached, the golden feather in Chima's hand began to glow. A powerful gust of wind erupted, forcing the guards to retreat. Realizing he was defeated, King Ease fled in fear. The villagers cheered for Chima, grateful for his courage and the spirit's protection. Despite his victory, Chima remained humble. He used the blessings not just for his family but for the entire village. He shared the endless water, helped rebuild homes, and provided for the elderly and sick. One day, the spirit appeared again. "Chima, your selflessness continues to prove your worth. But remember, blessings come with responsibility. Always use them to uplift others." Chima nodded. "I will, spirit. These blessings are not mine alone, they belong to everyone." The spirit smiled. "You have one final test ahead. Prepare yourself, for it will challenge your deepest values." The spirit returned one quiet evening, its expression solemn. "Chima, your final test is here. It is the greatest of all, a test of sacrifice. To secure the blessings of your family and village forever, you must offer the golden feather back to the firebird. This means losing the very thing that has helped protect you." Chima felt a pang of sadness. The feather had become a symbol of his journey and triumph. But what if the village falls into danger again? He asked. The spirit replied, "True strength comes not from magical objects but from the courage, wisdom, and kindness you have shown. Do you trust yourself and your people enough to thrive without it?" After much thought, Chima agreed. "If this is the final test, I will give up the feather for the greater good." The next morning, Chima set off for the forest, where the firebird awaited. Upon his arrival, he bowed low and presented the golden feather. The firebird's eyes glowed with approval. "You have passed the ultimate test, Chima. Your selflessness proves that true blessings lie in one's heart, not in magical things." The feather vanished in a burst of light, and Chima felt a strange sense of peace. Without the feather or the shell, Chima's village thrived like never before. Inspired by Chima's leadership, the villagers worked together, planting more crops, caring for one another, and creating a community built on trust and generosity. Chima taught the villagers that their true power came from their unity and hard work. "Magic didn't save us," he told them. "It was our faith, kindness, and willingness to uplift each other." This story of Chima is a reminder that true blessings and prosperity do not come from magical objects or powers but from God's grace, hard work, and faith. The magical elements in this tale are symbolic and not to be taken as an encouragement to seek supernatural means for success. The Bible warns us about the dangers of engaging with magic or sorcery. The spirit returned one last time, smiling proudly. "Chima, you have shown that even in the absence of extraordinary gifts, ordinary hearts can achieve extraordinary things. Your village will prosper for generations to come." This story of Chima is a reminder that true blessings and prosperity do not come from magical objects or powers but from God's grace, hard work, and faith. The magical elements in this tale are symbolic and not to be taken as encouragement to seek supernatural means for success. The Bible warns us about the dangers of engaging with magic or sorcery. Deuteronomy 18 verses 10 to 12. "Let no one be found among you who practices divination or sorcery, interprets omens, engages in witchcraft, or casts spells. Anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord." Galatians 5 verses 19 to 21. lists sorcery among the acts of the sinful nature that can lead to separation from God. Chima's true strength was his kindness, humility, and faith, not the magical shell or feather. These were merely tests to reveal his character. Similarly, we should focus on developing godly virtues like love, patience, and selflessness. Instead of turning to worldly or supernatural shortcuts, trust in God's plan and timing. He alone is the source of true blessings. Remember Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Matthew 6 verse 33. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Dear viewers, as you reflect on Chima's story, remember that God's blessings are sufficient, and his ways are perfect. Avoid the temptation of shortcuts, magic, or worldly powers. Instead, live a life of faith, kindness, and humility, trusting in the Lord for your provision and protection. Thank you for watching this story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more godly lessons and inspiring tales. May God bless and guide you always.